Silent calls are, of course, computer-generated by telemarketing companies. What happens is your phone rings, you rush to answer it, and there is, guess what, silence at the other end. For people receiving these calls regularly, it can be an irritating and a frightening experience.
And some of you are saying very much the same today. Now it seems more is going to be done to tackle this, because Ofcom, which is the industry watchdog, has announced that it's investigating 7 companies who it feels could be operating outside the current guidelines. Let's talk now to Breakfast's Graham Satchell, who's been following this. Morning to you again, Graham.
Morning.
First, let's point out this thing about the silent calls. Got a lot of people writing in saying, what is the purpose of silent calls? Why would a company want to make a silent call?
No, I don't think anybody would ever want to do it. I mean, all they're doing is annoying their customer base. Well, what it is really is a misuse of the technology. Say there's a computer, it's a computer that's making these calls. So you have a call center, a computer, say, makes 100 calls. There are only 80 people in the call center to actually talk to you. So there are 80 calls, and then 20 will be kind of dropped. So there's no one there to talk to you. So you pick up the phone, and you
That's
just
when you get
silent.
the click on the line, nothing else.
Right. So the companies don't want to be doing it. It's not like they're intending to do it. What it is a misuse of the technology.
So Ofcom are launching an investigation. What are they saying, and which companies are they targeting?
There are 7 companies that they're looking at today, and I think we've got a list of them we can show you now on the screen. I mean, I think this is significant. In the past, they've only ever investigated 2, but this is the 7 they're doing today. Promote IT, Toucan Telecom, The Listening Company, ANT Marketing Limited, Thompson Directories, Fax Information Services, and Firestorm Marketing. Now, I should say, we contacted most of those companies yesterday who said they were surprised to be investigated, but they'd cooperate with Ofcom and they follow the regulations. Not a lot of household names there, and you won't recognize many of them, but a couple are what I would call classic telemarketing companies. They have a long client list. They make calls on behalf of other people. And some big names. I mean, the Listening Company, for example, represents AOL, Barclays, Abbey National, Oxfam, Sainsbury's, the Labour Party, B-Sky B. ANT Marketing represents the BBC, BT Cellnet.
We're doing it as well.
Well, now this is it. It may not be that they're making telesales. They may be making other calls like research, but they'll be making calls on behalf of those people. Ofcom are investigating the people making the calls at the moment. But I mean, I think what this is, it sends a message to the whole industry where, we're investigating you and basically stop making these silent calls.
A lot of people have been writing in saying there is a way that you can screen out these calls, and it's something called the telephone preference service. So how do you go about doing that?
The telephone preference service is set up by the industry itself, and you can register with it online. It's free if you put TPS into any of your search engines. You'll find it. And there is also a telephone number which we can put up. This is the number for telephone preference, 0845 070 0707. And what that will do is filter out most of the UK-based direct marketing calls. You may still get these really irritating overseas ones. You have won a holiday in the Bahamas, or that's difficult because we can't regulate what comes in from abroad as easily as what happens here.
Pete from Somerset says the same thing. I use the telephone preference service. I still get calls from people, Canadian holiday companies, people in India. So, I mean, there's nothing you can do about that then, is there?
At the moment, no. But if you do register with TPS, I mean, I registered with it, and it's a remarkable difference. I mean, it really is. It does make a big difference. And
something you mentioned earlier, Graham, is if you want to moan about it, then you do 1471, you find the telephone number, if it gives you the telephone number, and then complain.
I think complaining is the key thing, because Ofcom can only investigate if they get a complaint from the public. So it's kind of up to us as well to kind of get on our high horse and say, Ofcom, do something about it.
Start moaning. Graham, thank you very much.
British people complain.
It's worth complaining about, actually. It's nothing more irritating, is it, than picking up the phone and getting that bleep.